There's a noise is coming.
And I'll be taking up your questions at the end of the session. So let me start with data science. So what is data science in general? Anyone? What is data science?
It's a process of extracting insights from data, uh, understanding what is hidden in the data.
Okay, so I'll tell you in simple words that it is an art of understanding. It's an art of understanding the data science. It's an art of understanding the science behind the data. Do you all agree with this? It's a talent. It's a talent, right? If I write something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what is this? What is this, friends? Can this be a number? Just a serial number, or it can be an age of a person, right? Or it can be years of experience with respect to a particular employee, right? So it's an art of understanding the science behind the data. So that is what I call with respect to what is data science in my own words. That is my own words. And also you can have data without information, but you cannot have information without data. Means, so it is just a generic code where everyone use it with respect to their data science or big data explanation or the big data codes. Big data codes. You can have the data without information. You might have something, but these data might not contain information. But if you want to have some information, you should have the data. That is what it is with respect to your data science. So my name is Avinash. I am certificate with respect to my professional certifications. I have ITIL, Business Analytics, CIBIL certification, Oracle certification, along with other things as well. So investing much time into this. I was currently my experience was with respect to Accenture, and also I'm working as a consultant for research in analytics, deep learning, and also we work with respect to IoT. I started my career with respect to Reliance Infocom. Now it is called as RCOM, Reliance Communications. Way back, uh, you can call it as around 2005 or 2006. I was working with Reliance Communications or Reliance Infocom, where they launched this CDMA mobile phones. CDMA mobile phones. We were with respect to strategy analyst, wherein we used to get the details with respect to the industry in the sense with respect to how to acquire the customers, how, because at the time when they launched CDMA mobile phones in the year 2005, they were not having with respect to prepaid phones. Initially they launched 500 rupees for postpaid phones, so most of the customers were not paying the rental. So we have to define a strategy, or we need to come up with a strategy, business strategy, how to collect this what do you call, postpaid bills. That was the biggest challenge for Reliance Infocom, because each and everyone was given with access of local STD and also ISD connections freely. Most of the customers had somewhere around approximately 1 lakh minimum billing charges were charged for most of the customers. 99% of the customers were not paying the bill, they were using these mobiles. So that's the reason when I started my business analytics with respect to how to cover this commercial from the customers. And then I moved on to ITC Infotech. And then with respect to ITC Infotech, I was working for CRM Analytics. And this is driven by Indian policies, as well as Reliance Infocom was also from Indian policies. Then I moved on to Philips, which is purely Netherlands-based company in NL policies. Philips, where I was working for enterprise analytics team, EA team. Here I was involved with manufacturing analytics, sales analytics, and also supply chain analytics for a duration of 1 year. Then I moved into Accenture. Currently, I'm into healthcare analytics, and also we are building healthcare products for Accenture for different clients across the globe. And also, apart from this, I work as a consultant for different companies in US and UK, along with some of the companies in Australia as well, where we do research in analytics, deep learning, and also IoT. This is my just brief introduction about myself. So, if you want to become a data scientist, or if you want to enter into data science, if you want to enter into data science, what would be the minimum requirement? Minimum requirement in the sense, what is the prerequisite? Okay, what is the prerequisite if you want to become a data scientist? Can somebody tell me what is the prerequisite?
Interest in statistics.
Prerequisite is statistics. Apart from that, anyone else?
Desire to learn new languages like Python or R.
That is your passion, right? That is why you are joining a data science course, probably. That we need to take care, right? Desire in the sense, okay, that is a desire, fine. I'm asking you prerequisite if you want to become a data scientist. Many are there. So,
Don't know, sorry.
okay, let me just tell you two important things. If you want to become a data scientist, two important prerequisite is common sense. Why I'm telling with respect to common sense is scientist. Scientist is something like they think a lot. They should have common sense before doing something. That's the reason I tell you common sense is very important for any. It is not only with respect to data scientists. Forget about data. If you think only about scientists also, they should have common sense. That is one thing. And second thing is communication. If you get some idea that I am implementing this, scientists get some ideas, they'll tell that this is my idea. How do they communicate? They have to communicate this idea to the audience, right? Or the stakeholders or the management. That is how their communication comes into the picture. So common sense and communication, if you go to any institutes, whether it is you go to IIM, whether you go to IIT, whether you go to MIT, Stanford, Harvard, whatever it is, these two cannot be taught. These two cannot be taught. Probably I'll be able to teach you what is statistics, what is mathematics, what is R, what is Python. I can teach you anything apart from your common sense and communication. Do you all agree with this? Yes or no? I just need the votings from you guys. If any institutes teaching
Yes.
you common sense and communication, then let me know so that I'll be sending some of my participants as well. So this is very much important with respect to you. If you want to become a successful data scientist, common sense and communication is very much important. If you are not talking, at least start from now. Talk. It is not something like communication in the sense I'm not telling you that you should have American accent or UK accent or Australian accent. It is just a communication. Just try to explain. What is WhatsApp or what is Facebook to your parents or grandparents if they are not aware of this WhatsApp and Facebook. Try to explain in their own words and make sure that they understood this, what is WhatsApp and what is Facebook. Then you have got a good communication skills. That is what is communication is meant, because you need to teach a non-technical guy a technical aspects. Means you are explaining data science to a client or stakeholders or business management people or higher management people in your industry or across the industries, then they will not understand what you have written with respect to R or Python. You should tell them in their own way, that so that they can understand easily. Means you are explaining to a non-technical guy so that they can understand what you have done and what needs to be done from their hand, what is the decision they are going to take. That is where your communication plays very much important role. And also, if you talk about tools, so we'll be covering with respect to basic statistics or We can call it as basic mathematics. So this is mandatory. Most of them will be from computer science background, some of them will be from mechanical background, some of them will be from electronics, electrical, and some of them will be from BSc mathematics, BSc statistics. Most of them will not have statistics or mathematics because they might not like the statistics or mathematics, or they might have not studied in their UG or PG, whatever it is, in their academics. So we'll be starting from what is statistics. What is statistics in the sense? What are the different parameters of statistics? We'll be starting it from mean, median, then we'll be moving on to mode, standard deviation, variance. So we need to understand these things, very important. So this approximately we cover around 10 hours of class with respect to only statistics. Only statistics doesn't mean that only mean, median, mode. We have something known as random variable, probability distribution, normal distribution, z distribution, t distribution, hypothesis testing, confidence interval, everything. We need to cover all these things. We need to cover all these things. So this is how your statistics or mathematics comes into picture. And then coming to your R or Python, this is secondary. This is secondary because why I'll tell it as secondary is R or Python is just a tool. It's just a tool. If you know how to, if you know what is 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, either you can implement in R or Python, but you should understand, everyone knows that 3 plus 3 is 6, but you should understand how did you get 6. That is what, how did you get 6? That is what is your job. So nobody will be asking you, hey, tell me 1 plus 1. No, they will ask you, how did you get 2? How did you get 3? 2 plus 1. Yes, 2 plus 1 is known that it is 3, or 1 plus 2 is also 3. But you should tell them that such a way that, how did you get 3? How did you get 3? That is what is your job. That is what is your job. So R or Python is just a secondary tool wherein you'll be writing a program or a machine learning algorithm in order to implement this 2 plus 1 or 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So that's the reason your technicalities will comes into secondary skills. Secondary skills. As of now in the market, probably you can see that R and Python is very hot in the market. Probably down the line, after 5 years down the line, somebody will come with a tool known as Z. If you know 1 plus 1 or 1 plus 2 is equal to through how I got, you can implement the same thing in Z. If you're not working on R or Python, probably if somebody comes with a new tool known as Z, you'll be able to implement. If you don't know how to implement this in R or Python itself, then how many tools comes also, it's of no use. So that's the reason, concentrate on concepts. Concentrate on concepts rather than tool. Tool is just, way back in the year 2000s, 2001, everyone were working with C. Then they later moved into C++, then C#, then .NET, the Java, Oracle, everything. So it is something like keeps on upgrading your tool that is in the market, whatever is available today. It is not only with R or Python. Probably in 2012, we had a tool. Now also we have a tool, but it is, the market share is very less. SAS, statistical analysis software, and we have Weka. We have Julie, we have SPSS from an IBM tool. These are all your statistical analysis tool. Dell Statistica. This is not a great tool, but this is also a tool. So you can use this tool and you can implement whatever you are working on R or Python. But maximum of them are using R or Python with respect to academics and also with respect to organizational implementation. Most of them are using R or Python. And coming to this last important point, domain knowledge, it is last in the sense I'm telling with respect to this one I can teach, this one I can teach, but this one, teaching with respect to domain knowledge or the business knowledge, it's not that easy, because once you start career with respect to data science, whenever you get into a new project, try to spend at least 3 to 4 hours on YouTube videos saying that fundamentals of insurance industry, fundamentals of banking industry, fundamentals of retail analytics, fundamentals of manufacturing analytics. If you spend at least 3 to 4 hours, if not 100%, at least you'll be able to get 30 to 40% of knowledge how this industry works, how this insurance industry works, how this banking industry works. So this is very much important basis. Nobody can help you in order to teach you, because in service industries, if you're working for service industries, probably if they are working for service industries, probably you'll be able to 6 months you'll be working in manufacturing analytics. After that, you'll be going to bench. Again, you'll be moving to healthcare industry. Again, you'll be moving into automobile industry. Again, you are moving into supply chain industry. Here, you will not be able to gain. Here, you will not be able to gain. So that's the reason. If you're working in product-based company, probably for longer duration, probably if you're working for a same project or the same domain for longer duration, like 3 to 5 years, probably then you might get into this domain knowledge perspective. But if you are not into with respect to product based companies or for the longer duration for the same project, getting domain knowledge is very difficult. So that's the reason I'm telling you, spend at least 3 to 4 hours whenever you get into new project. If not 100%, at least you'll get 30 to 40%. Then you can gradually increase learning with respect to the pace of the project. So domain knowledge or business knowledge is also important. So why domain knowledge or business knowledge is also important is, let me ask you a question. I think 10 to 11 people are there. So let me just ask you a question. How many of them have invested in mutual funds? How many of them have invested in mutual funds? I want you all to speak. I told you communication is more important here.
Invested in stocks but not in mutual funds.
Invested in stocks but not in mutual funds. What about Sanjeev? What about Naga, Maruti, MM, Kishore, Aishwarya, Gauri? What about you guys?
I wasn't able to read the text which they have mentioned in small fonts, so I didn't invest.
Okay, cool. Then, anyone else? Okay, how about life insurance? LIC? How many of them have invested in LIC?
Yeah, Majboori.
Yeah.
Yes, most of them are. See, if I ask you about LIC, why not mutual funds, guys? Because in my mutual funds, the last statement says that investment to mutual funds is with respect to market.
Market.
Yes, market.
Market.
You only concentrate on this word. Only concentrate on this word, and you'll be feeling that, hey, what if my 1 lakh rupees goes, 2 lakh rupees goes, my 50,000 rupees goes. You only think about this market risk. You only think about this market risk. Whereas LIC, if you pay 50,000 rupees per annum, 50,000 rupees per month for another 20 years, after down the line 20 years, how much you would be getting from LIC? Approximately 20 years. If you pay every year 50,000 rupees for 20 years, after 20 years, what would be the amount you'll be getting from LIC is my question.
10 plus lakhs.
10 plus lakhs, probably I can put it as 20 lakhs, right? So this 20 lakhs, after 20 years, with respect to inflation or whatever it is not even killing the inflation. It is not even killing the inflation, but you feel that hey, this 20 lakhs seems to be very good, because now you are in 2018, you feel that, hey, 20 lakhs, I'm worth of 20 lakhs. By the time you get this 20 lakhs, it will be 2038. This 20 lakhs becomes 2 lakh rupees. It will be only worth for your kids fees for first standard, not even first standard. Probably by the time LKG and UKG she completes, this 20 lakhs will be done, closed. But even though you think that LIC is safe, so with respect to business domain knowledge, so LIC or the insurance, it is not only with respect to LIC, it is any insurance. In India, we should understand that insurance is for protection. Insurance should be for protection, and mutual funds or investment in stocks should be for your investment. This will beat your inflation. This will not beat your inflation. This will kill your inflation. This will kill your inflation. That is the reason I asked you, try to invest, or it is not only with respect to investment or something, it is with respect to domain knowledge or business knowledge. It is not only with respect to mutual funds or bank insurance, it is always with respect to all the industries. Banking industry, most of them will have salary, salary accounts, FD accounts, RD accounts, that account, this account. And even though if you have all these things, probably hope for going for an home loan. You think that home loan or personal loan or a car loan or something, you will keep your 15 lakh rupees of FD in bank, and you'll be taking 6% returns. And if you want to buy a car, you'll go for 10 lakh rupees car loan, with an 11% interest. Is it true or false? Is it what we Indians do, right?
Yes.
Yes, we think this 6% we are getting, we can lead our family with respect to monthly expense. But we are paying this 11% for this 10 lakh rupees. We don't understand this. So that is where you need to understand what this is and what your domain knowledge or the business knowledge comes into picture. So it is, if you want to become a successful data scientist, don't think that I'm going to office from morning 9:30 till 6:30 or 7 o'clock and coming back. It is not something like that. It is something like an R&D work. It is something like an R&D work. And also you should think that this business, for example, you're working on some automobile business project or some pharma business project in your company or organization as a data scientist, you should think that you are the owner of this business. You are the owner of this business. You are the owner of this business. If you don't think that you are the owner of this business, you will not be able to stretch your mind. Means you'll not be thinking in a broader way how to solve this problem. How to solve this problem. You'll just think as a data scientist, if they give the data, I'll solve it. Else, it's up to them. It should not be something like that. It is, consider that this as your own business. For your own business, whatever you think in such a way that so that you'll be getting one or the other solution. If there is a problem, there is a solution for that. So that's the reason you should always think that this data science is also known as business analytics. Business analytics. So if you think that I'm also running this particular business, then any solution in this world will be absolutely solvable. You can call it as absolutely solvable. But you should think a lot. You should think a lot, but it takes time. It is not something like you'll be doing it in 1 day or 2 days. It will take time, but you'll be able to solve. That's the reason you should gain this domain knowledge or the business knowledge, and also you should be able to think that okay, this is my business. I'm going to solve this by some or the other way. Why data science now? Why data science now? So cloud computing, all these are your sources. IoT, what do you mean by IoT?
Internet of Things.
Internet of Things is full form. You're telling that what is LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India. I am not asking you the full form. IoT is something, all the electronic devices will be connected to each other on this world. See, just imagine if all the electronic devices are connected to each other on this world, just imagine how much data would be generated. Somebody needs to sit and analyze the data. It is some simple example of IoT is you are having a refrigerator at your home and you don't have milk packet. Your milk packet is exhausted in your refrigerator. There is a nearby grocery shop and you are at office. This is your office and this is a grocery shop, and your refrigerator sends you a message saying that grocery shop that so and so person's home refrigerator is not having milk. Please deliver the milk for this place. And you're also getting a message saying that milk is exhausted in your office, in your refrigerator. Please get 2 liters of milk or 1 liter of milk while coming from office. So this grocery shop people might directly call you saying that, sir, shall I deliver milk packets to your home, or you can pick it while coming from office. It's up. So that is where the technology is running. That is where the technology is running. So big data. Big data. Big data, big data. Everyone are talking about big data, big data, big data. What is this big data? Any idea on big data? What does this big data means? Big data, large data, very large data. How much large it is? How much large? That is you need to understand. So simple words, big data is nothing but if your tools, if your traditional tools, for example, let me take a traditional tool as Excel. So how much data can you fit into Excel? How much data can you fit into Excel is my question.
Around 60,000 rows.
Okay, that was way back. It is way back, not now. It is approximately 10,64,000 or something, 10,45,000 or as of now. As of now. Okay. If your data is not fitting into your traditional tools, if it is more than your traditional tools, if the data which cannot be handled by your traditional tools, that is known as your big data. That's it. Nothing else. It is just an hype word that is given to big data. That is given to big data. And this Hadoop is just a framework to handle this big data. Hadoop is just a framework to handle your big data. In this, we have multiple components like Spark, Hive, Kafka, SQL, HiSQL, Pig, MapReduce. These are the different components of your Hadoop framework. And coming to your datafication is nothing but your machine learning or whatever the machine learning you are going to implement with respect to the techniques, whether it can be regression, whether it can be clustering, whether it can be dimension reduction, or the different types of algorithms. You are going to implement it, and then you are going to work it as well. So that is what is your job. You will be going to fetch the data, and you are doing some datafication, or you can call it as slicing and dicing of the data. Slicing and dicing of the data, and then probably you'll also have to present it. You have to present it with respect to the visualization. So it can be with respect to your R only, you can use it and you can plot a bar graph or a line graph or something. Suppose in a companies, if you have a separate team with respect to reporting, they can also just start doing whatever the data you give, or the finally your analysis of the results. They can use it with respect to the visualization tools such as ClickView, Power BI, and that is something like their visualization team or your reporting team does. But your job is to analyze the data and bring some insights, of the out of the data. That is where you are going to work on. So the data generation points examples, mobile devices. See, if I'm talking with respect to mobile devices, way in the year 2015 we didn't. What was the cost of mobile data? Mobile data for 1 GB in the year 2015.
Around 300 rupees for 1 GB.
300 rupees for 1 GB with respect to 1 month. What is current price? It is 149 rupees for 1 GB data per day, if I'm not wrong, right? Because of Jio, because of Reliance Jio, the internet or the mobile devices data generation points have been increased to an exponential way. It is not just, it has increased approximately 300 times. 300 times. Just imagine how many of them are using mobile services across the globe. Just imagine how much data that is being generated on a daily basis. Forget about monthly basis, fortnightly, yearly basis. Just think about daily. Everyone will be using almost internet on the net, internet on their devices, mobile devices. Microphones also generate readers, scanners, science facilities, labs. Everyone will produce the data. Apart from that, programs, softwares. If you have installed some of the mobile applications, those softwares also will generate data. Social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these things are something related to your social media that will generate massive amount of data. Suppose if I ask a person with respect to 18 years, do you have a bank account? He will tell no. Do you have an voters ID? No. Do you have Facebook account? Yes, I'm having Facebook account, WhatsApp account, Instagram account, Twitter account. Just imagine the data that is being generated. That is the power of data. How it is being generated with cameras. It is not only with respect to only one camera. I'm talking with respect to the global cameras that are available. So big data. $600 to buy a disk drive that can store all of the world's music. It is just $600 to buy a disk drive that can store all of the world's music. 5 billion mobile phones in use in 2010. The data this is with respect to across the globe, it was 5 billion mobile phones devices, but most of them are not using internet on their devices during that time. Probably it has been from 2016, almost everyone are using internet on their mobile devices. If not 5 billion, let me keep it as just 1 billion also. It's not less, right? 1 billion. 40% projected growth in global data generated per year is with respect to 5% growth in global IT spending. 40% of the data is being generated with respect to 5% global growth IT spending. And see here, 235 TB data collected by the US Library of Congress by April 2011. It is 235 terabytes. Forget about 235 terabytes. It was in the way 2011, 2015. By 2016, I'll tell you, Google processes 100 petabytes of data per day. 100 petabytes of data per day. 1 petabyte is equal to 1000 TB. Just imagine 1000 TB into 100. It is 1 lakh terabytes of data is being processed by Google per day. I'm just giving an example of Google. Forget about Facebook, LinkedIn, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Snapdeal, Jabong, Bing, Yahoo, all other things. Think about all other things, how the data is being generated. I'll just give you some more examples. Big data, the sources of big data, media, images, audio, videos, medical devices, nowadays Fitbit, right? Your health devices, wearable devices, you'll be tying it to your hands to track your health, right? Healthify Me or something like this, Fitbits, archives, you're scanning some documents, you're sending multiple mails in a day, medical records, you go for some medical tests, medical journals, all these are available across the globe on the internet, right? Social networking tweets, how many tweets you are doing per day, Facebook likes, comments, chats, these are some of the sources of your big data. And logging the data with respect to application, with respect to your server, client system, or clickstream, or some other softwares or applications which are using with respect to the data. This is just some of the examples. Now approximately 80% of your work will be with respect to the data itself. Probably if you're not jumping into data science industry now, by 2020, it is not you are willing to jump into data science or not, 90% of the workforce will be forcibly moved to work in data science. You have to be in a good bunch of sheep who are working in data science industry by 2020. Suppose if you enter into data science now, probably you will be the first person to start entering into the data science industry in your group or among your team, so that by 2020 you will be the senior most among them. You will be the senior most among. It is not said by me, it is a research that has been done by Forbes as well as Gartner. That 90% of the workforce will be moved to data science industry by the year 2020. Just imagine 2020, it is not so far, it is just 2 years. Now we are almost 2018, we have crossed 5 months. It is hardly 1 to 1.5 years. Data analyst shortage. With respect to 2015, data scientists are in such high demand and low supply in the new era of big data that they are earning almost 3 times of Australia's average salary. Growth of data. This is your growth of data. And this is the growth of data analyst or data scientist or data analytics professional. You can call it as data science professionals or whatever it is. So this is your, now probably it might be somewhere here. Not even here, because if I talk about data analysts in most of the MNCs, they don't have even 1000 plus. If their workforce is approximately 2 lakh employees, they don't even have 1000 plus data analytics professionals. They are searching for this data analytics professionals because it is not something like a combination of engineering or something. It is a combination of statistics, combination of business, along with your technical skills. So somebody who is very good in statistics will be very bad in technicals. Somebody who is very good in business, neither you will be good in technicals, neither you will be good in statistics. Somebody is very good in programming like R or Python is the master, but you don't have these two things. So that is the reason most of them are failing in order to get into data science industry, or industry is lagging to get data science professionals to their companies or organizations. And the market with respect to salaries, SaaS. Once upon a time, SaaS was the market leader. 2012, the market share of SaaS was 65%, and the year 2017 December, it is 4.38%. It is coming down very rapidly because of licensed. It is a licensed tool. It is costly, $6,000 per license, and for one user for one project. That is the reason it is coming rapidly, very exponentially. It is coming down. Exponentially, it is coming down. So that's the reason most of the companies are moving into either R or Python. R or Python. So this was in the year 2016. Salaries, with respect to US salaries, it is approximately $1,65,000 to $2 lakhs as well. With respect to 1 to 2 years or 2 to 3 years of experience, increase of 6.4% over 2016 salary levels. There are approximately 4,90,000 jobs in the US. This was in the year 2016, but as of 2018 December, they need approximately 2 million jobs with respect to data science. 2 million openings with respect to I'm talking only with respect to US. I am not talking across the globe, neither India. I am talking only about US. Global demand to increase in next 2 years, that is 2017-18. So that's the reason I told you next 2 years global demand would be increasing. So as of now it is 2 million to 3 million jobs. US shortage of data scientists will be by 1,57,000 by 2016 end. It is already 2016 end is already being crossed. So now the value is with respect to 2 million data science jobs. Interview request in past 6 months is up by 33%. This is not prepared by me. It is a research report provided by some of the institutes with respect to Avengers and also with respect to some of the other research institutes like Gartner or whatever it is. The demand for data science savvy business managers will increase. Companies will build more data science teams. Instead of hiring one data science Superman, they will hire the data science Avengers. The Avengers means it is a group of data science professionals. They don't want to have one data scientist and work or build a team with respect to all other employees with no data science background. No, it's not that the case. Now they are building a team of data science itself. If one company has data science team, means in this team almost 5 to 6 or minimum 10 to 20 data science professionals are there for one particular domain or one particular vertical. That is the power of data science. So this is some of the research reports, what they have mentioned in some of the research reports. Name 2016 hottest job by Glassdoor, and $1.46 trillion to become market by 2020 according to IDC. 40 zettabytes. I'm not talking about petabytes. 1 zettabyte is equal to 100 petabytes. Just imagine 40 zettabytes of estimated digital storage by year 2020. 6,080 million years of HD video. High definition video. It is just with respect to video. Just imagine what would be the source of data. What would be the source of data? 1 out of 3 of NVTC members currently hiring data analysts. 2015 McKinsey report ranks Virginia in the number #1 analytics workers. It is just to understand why we should jump into data science now rather than jumping into data science later part of the years, or you can call it as 2020. Somebody might be thinking, hey, I'll jump into 2020. I'll start my career in 2021. So that's the reason. As I told you, you should have statistical skills, technical skills, along with the business domain skills. So here I'm just giving a brief introduction of data science skill sets. Data science, due to its interdisciplinary nature in the sense statistics, business, and technicals. Technicals in the sense that it can be a programming of R or Python, along with your hacking skills, math and statistics. No, it is not hacking skills in the sense hacking is a word. It doesn't mean that you need to hack somebody's system or somebody have to work on such type of algorithms. Hacking means it is something like your data manipulation. Data manipulation means slicing and dicing of the data or cleaning of the data. You can call it as you'll be getting a raw data. You need to clean this data and you need to derive some insights out of this data. That is what is known as your hacking skills. are necessary for working with massive amounts of electronic data that must be acquired, cleaned, and manipulated. Maths and statistics knowledge, very, very important. I told you, your data science is standing on statistics. Statistics is the foundation for your data science. And also you should have hypothesis, and you should understand what is hypothesis testing. So if you want to just open a business, new business, directly will you implement, or will you invest 100 crores and start a business? No, you will do some market research, surveys, or you will do some pilot launch and all, right? So that is known as your hypothesis, and you will see that what is the result of this pilot launch or introduction offer. If it is profitable, then only I'll be able to jump into this industry or this business. Else, I may be in a big loss. I may be in a big loss. You have to do all those things. That is known as your substantial expertise, or you can call it as hypothesis testing. Hypothesis. Traditional research. Traditional research. So your data science day-to-day jobs will not be something like your normal IT jobs. It is something like your R&D, research and development. Today you do some research, probably you go back to your home, you get a new idea, again tomorrow you start one more research, you implement it, again tomorrow you'll get one more idea. It is something like your R&D work, trial and error work. It is not something like it is not something like traditional research. Machine learning. On this you are going to implement your machine learning or hacking skills. Hacking skills, by using your statistical knowledge, you'll be able to implement it. Suppose you understand in a different way, that is your dangerous zone. Means hacking skills combined with your substantive scientific expertise without rigorous methods can beget incorrect analysis. Means if you are just interpreting a wrong result, that might cost you. That might cost you. So you should understand what I am doing and what is the impact of this, what should be the steps needs to be taken. All these things has to be understood by you. This is very important. If you blindly do something, if it goes wrong, you will be bearing the cost of a big project, or you might lose a project itself. And why you should learn R itself or Python itself. So this is the power of Python. It is in 3rd place and R is in 5th place, 87.9 and 96%. It was in the year 2016. Now it has become again, R is 51% and Python is 49%. Python is 49%. Python, R, both are other platforms for analytics, data science, machine learning. So see, in your leaders quadrant, of Gartner's leaders quadrant, R and Python is in top 2. So if you see all others, they are in visionaries. That's it. They are the global leaders in the data analytics or the data science field. So you can see the percentage of people who are working in Python, R, or both, or with respect to others. This is from the KD Nuggets. KD Nuggets. So if you have any questions, you can just directly ping me on to this mail ID, or else you can also ask your questions now. Do you have any questions?
Thanks, Avi. Everything was so nice. You explained everything so well. I've got just one question.
Yes.
How about a person who doesn't have any interest? I mean, I won't say 0% interest. Let's say 50% interest in the statistics since the school time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is an area where he can improve to become a data scientist, or this is a 50% is more than enough to go ahead with it?
See, it is not respect to, see, it is not with respect to 50% or 100%. See, if you just talk about statistics, statistics is a subject which is very vast. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Yes. So whatever we'll be teaching with respect to, if you want to get into data science industry, what is necessary? You know what is mean, you know what is median, what is mode. Probably this is what you know initially. So there is something you need to understand. What does this mean interprets? What does this median interprets? What does this mode interprets as well? Most of them will see that. So I'll just give a simple example. If you're just talking about mean, if somebody is telling that, hey, my average salary of my average hike for this particular year is 6%. My average hike is 6% or 16%. Consider that my company is giving an average hike of 16%. So before getting an hike letter, I'll feel that, hey, 16% is good. My package is 10 lakhs. For 16%, it will be 1.6 lakhs. Okay. But after getting your appraisal paper or hike paper, you feel that you got only 3%. But you'll see, hey, they had mentioned it as 16% on the some blogs or some particular newsletter on the company's news headlines. But I got only 3%. That is your average hike of a company. Somebody might have got, the person who is getting 3 lakhs, he might have got 30% hike, right?
Yeah.
Your package is 10 lakhs, so you got 3% hike. They will be taking an aggregate of everything and they will be making it as 16%. So whenever you see with respect to the data science or the data analytics, you should always not go with just mean. Most of them will think that, hey, average salary is good, average hike is good, average score is good, average sales is good, average revenue is good. It doesn't mean that average revenue, it doesn't make you any business sense until and unless you need to check with median.
Right.
So we'll be starting it from the basics of statistics so that you will be learning basics of statistics in order to get into data science, whatever is required to enter into data science field.
Perfect. How many days course is this, and will that be covered during the weekdays or weekends only?
It will be covered during weekdays, and it will be for minimum 50 to 60 hours of online training along with 60 plus hours of assignments. So these assignments are not just cakewalk. It is very, very tricky assignments. This is not something like if you are just learning SQL or PLSQL, they use only employee table, right? It is not something like that. We have prepared these assignments in such a way that wherever we have worked in different companies, we have created a dummy data set with dummy business cases related to that. And we are going to give those assignments in order to make sure that you are learning on real-time case studies.
Great.
And it should be from your dedication. Nobody will be forcing you to do these assignments because it is not something like you're working in or you're doing some school homework or tuition homework. It is something like you are grown up and you are doing it for your own. It is not for others' benefit.
Yeah, no, that's correct, because people hardly find any assignment to work. So if assignment is given to us by ourselves, then it's good for us.
So these assignments are very, very tricky. I'm telling you now itself, because as the word itself says, data scientist, you should think before doing assignments. Thinking takes a lot of time. Then only you'll be starting implementing. Start implementing whether, okay, this particular problem needs regression. This particular problem needs dimension reduction. This particular problem needs logistic, like this. You'll be able to think and then only you'll be able to sit and code. So this is the power of assignments. Because if you, until and unless you sit and work on assignments, you'll not learn anything. It is not daily attending the class. Okay, finish the class and go back to your bed or go back to your office. Okay, come back again tomorrow, attend the session. It is not like that. If it is like that, then not only this course, if you go to any institutes or any universities, it will not help you.
No.
Will these assignments be evaluated?
Yes, these assignments will be evaluated, because if you do something, if you have written 1 plus 1 is equal to 3, then what is the use? Right?
I was actually curious to know about the feedback.
Feedback also. Yes, feedback. See, one thing in analytics, there is nothing like wrong. In analyst, if you're working as an analyst, analyst 1, analyst 2. Okay, analyst 1 and analyst 2 will say that, hey, this is my approach to solve this business problem. Okay, getting result is a different case. Getting a result is different case. Analyst 2 says that, okay, this is my approach, and if I implement this, I'll be getting this result. It doesn't mean that this person is wrong, or it doesn't mean that this person is wrong. You should understand what is their approach. That is more important here. It is not something like, You are giving a solution immediately. Means whatever you are solving, they should see the pros and cons of each and everything, and then what is feasible to the business, they are going to implement that.
Hi, this is Naga.
Mohinder, right?
I have one question.
Yeah, Avinash.
Yes, yes.
Hello, Avinash. This is Sanjeev.
Yes,
Just
sir.
one question.
Yes.
Basic question. Like, where is the implementation of data science?
Where means you are talking about the industry?
Yeah, industry.
Almost. Whatever the industry you tell me, I'll implement data science. Give me an example.
Manufacturing.
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 So, yes, manufacturing analytics, where it has been implemented with respect to data science. So I was working for a company known as Philips. Okay. I was into manufacturing analytics domain. In manufacturing analytics domain, there were multiple products that were manufactured. And this was the defect column. If it is defect, they would have mentioned it as defect, and if it is not, they would have mentioned it as success. Okay, they had multiple parameters, means column wise. This is x-axis, y-axis of a product, rotational axis of a product, color, and from which machine it has been manufactured, from which all these parameters were there. So we need to first come up with what is the defect ratio. Okay, defect ratio, and you should also see that why this defect ratio is with respect to that particular product or multiple products, and what is it that causing. If you are having a 30% defect ratio, what is it that causing this 30% defect ratio? And then you need to provide a solution for that. Okay, this is what the problem is. You need to implement this. If you implement this, then you are going to reduce your defect ratio from 30% to 5%. This is where you can implement your manufacturing analytics with respect to data science.
Okay. Just one more, I mean, like say, in addition to that,
yes.
So this is general our testing testing team does that, right? They record all your defects and then they are sent back to the developer or to the development team, and they do the analysis and then they try to fix it.
See,
when they are trying to fix
it. I'll tell you one thing. So manufacturing.
I'm not trying to contradict.
No.
I'm not trying to contradict.
I got it.
But I'm just trying to understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your testing team will team will check. Okay, all the products. See, I'm talking with respect to manufacturing analytics. Team will check. Okay. Consider that you have manufactured some 1 lakh products today. Out of this 1 lakh products, 30,000 products are defect. Okay. Again, you'll be sending into the manufacturing development team, right? This 30,000 you'll be sending it back to them. So these pieces are rejected. Again they will send this. Okay, again they will fix it, and again they will send it to the testing team. Again, out of this 30,000, again 30%. Let me put it as 9,000. Okay, 9,000 is again defect. Again, will they send it to your development team? Yes, they will send it. Again, they will fix it. Again, 30%. But why is that 30% is going wrong? That is my question. What is it that causing 30%? If it was initially only 5%, then they could have reduced to a greater extent. But why is this 30% is causing the defect? What is the problem to cause every time 30% or 27% or 35%? That is what you need to identify, and you need to provide the solution with respect to there can be a problem with respect to the parameters, or there can be a problem with respect to the machines, or there can be a problem with the manpower, or there can be a problem with respect to the people, the product that is being manufactured in different shifts. Right? Probably the accuracy rate might not be good in night shift because most of the employees might be sleeping, or they might not be so energetic. These are all the causes, right? You need to identify those things. This is a business problem. 30% defect ratio is your business problem. You need to reduce it to 5% or 10% as per the business requirement. It is not only with respect to that.
How do you see?
Yes.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. How do you see the data scientist role? Like, say, will they be more in the IT industry or in the service-based industry or in the core industry?
Say it is not service-based industry or core industry. It is across the industries. You can tell me any industry. Just now you gave me an example of manufacturing industry, IT industries, service industries. If you talk about TCS, Infosys, Accenture, Philips, or like these companies will have different clients. These clients want to implement something with respect to data science. You will have there, or mobile-based companies or product-based companies, Reliance, Jio, Airtel, Vodafone. They have their own telecom industries. They have their own data science team in order to identify the customers with respect to retention analytics. It's called as and churn analytics. One person is moving from Airtel to Vodafone. They don't want this customer to move from Airtel to Vodafone. That is known as your churn analytics. If they are moving, why they are moving? What is the problem with Airtel? What is the benefit they are getting from Vodafone? They should analyze all these things. And if you want to have a customer of 1 lakh customers to be maintained across in your network itself, that is known as your retention analytics. You'll be getting some offers, right, from telecom companies now and then. So we are offering you so and so offer. If you are having 399 rupees plan, we are offering you daily 2 GB data, 3 GB data, right? So how do they get all these things? They are trying to attract their customers and keeping their customers here itself in their network itself. That is how it works.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Hi, this is Naga. For example, as of now, some employees are already having 7 to 10 years of experience, and this is the right time to move to another technology called as in data science.
So if you are
with respect of the package and with respect of the designations.
See, with respect to 8 to 10 years of experience, I have taught people with 27 years of experience who have done PhD, from NITs and IITs. I have done course for PhDs for NITs and IIT students as well. With respect to 27 years of experience, there was a vice president from IBM. He was a vice president from IBM. His age was 57. What is the need for him to jump into data science? Just imagine. Company was forcing him, if you want to survive for another 3 years until your retirement, you need to upgrade your skills. First thing. If you are not upgrading your skills, you are nowhere in the industry. You are nowhere in the industry. Second thing is, most of the projects will be from data science, whether you're having 10 years, 8 years of experience or whatever it is. You should be moving into something like, consider that you're working as a project manager now or project lead. You'll be handling some development projects or some testing projects. Along with this, after this training, probably you should showcase your existing experience, also converting your existing experience 2 years into data science. Along with my testing project, development project and other projects, I'm also handling 1 project or 2 projects from past 2 years with respect to data science.
Okay, for suppose with 8 to 10 years of experience guy learn data science, and how will jump to another company and the in data science role?
Yes, you should convert your existing experience. I told you, right? 2 years out of 10 years, you convert your 2 years of experience into, I was handling a project with respect to data science, and you should know how to handle a business problem and how to implement or what is the solution to implement it. So you can show that, showcase that I was handling a team of 2 to 3 people, or I'm working as a senior consultant. And you should convert this experience, means it depends on how you sell yourself. How you sell yourself. Probably if you're jumping for a different company, at least you can expect minimum 30 to 40% hike. I've seen people after 10 years of experience, 11 years of experience, people who have got 50% hike.
Yeah, might be why we have to choose the data science. With other technology also, if you jump to another company, we will get the 30%, correct?
Probably if you're from mainframe, do you think mainframe will survive for another 25 years?
That is a old technology.
Yes. What about C?
See,
But there is a lot of demand for mainframe professionals now, Avinash.
Yes, lot of demand from mainframe professionals, but if you don't upgrade, only very less number of companies will have this type of mainframe project, C, Java, Oracle projects. So consider that Oracle only. Consider that Oracle itself. How many of them are already into Oracle tools or SQL developers? Whenever layoff starts, they'll try to lay off the people who are already into, if you're having 10 lakh employees in SQL industry, so if the layoff starts, probably this one of the SQL or C, C++ or Java will be one of the other particular techniques or technologies will be impacted a lot. So if you see data science for another 10 to 15 years, it will be recession proof. Another 10 to 15 years, it will be recession proof. That is the reason you should jump into data science now. You should not have to worry about that you'll be losing job for another 10 to 15 years if you jump into data science now. Because the data that is being generated is very exponential. Now we are in 4G. Already 5G is under test. Just imagine if 5G is being implemented, what would be the data that is going to be generated? It is approximately, they are telling it will be 10 GB per second. Just imagine, you can download 10 movies in 1 second. Forget about India. I'm talking about, okay, let me talk about 10 movies per minute. Is it not enough?
Avinash, one more question. Like, what are the different roles that we see in the data science stream?
Different roles. So
suppose if I want to choose if I want to choose a career in data science.
Yes.
What are the different roles?
Yes, different roles. As of now, if you are a fresher, fresher in the sense, if you are just 2016 or 2017 passed out something, you are showcasing that I'm having 1 year or fresher experience, you can join it as data analyst. Or sometimes some companies offer you junior data scientist or junior consultant for 2 to 3 years or 3 years of experience. Then you'll be moved into data science test or consultant, or then you'll be moved into senior data scientist or senior consultant or statistical consultant or specialist, analytics specialist. Then probably you'll be moved into data science lead. Then as usual, it will be data science manager, chief data scientist, like this, principal data scientist, architect, like this. It is also same process with respect to your roles. Now consider that in India, if you have 6+ of original experience with respect to data science, you can become a consultant or a senior consultant. If you're having 10+ years of 10 to 12+ years of experience, you can directly, some of the companies are giving them an offer as director of data analytics itself, and some of the companies are offering them as principal data scientist or chief data scientist, like that.
Okay. What are the prerequisites for a data architect? Data science architect.
Data science architect, in the sense, probably you should be working at least minimum 5 years in data science, different roles, as consultant, as a technical guy, and also you should be very good in machine learning algorithms along with deep learning. Then only you will be able to become architect with respect to data science.
Okay.
So and in data science, coding is required.
Coding is required in the sense, it is not 100% mandatory that you will be sitting and working as coding. See, coding, I told you, as it is secondary. And also remember that this coding with respect to R or Python, it is not that much difficult. When you see, if you want to write an A plus B is equal to C in C programming, how many lines of code will you write? Probably you need to write hash include stdio.h main open parenthesis that this everything you need to write for approximately 10 lines of code. Whereas in your R programming, it will be just 1 plus 1. If you write 1 plus 1, you will be getting your answer. So this is one of the easiest tool in your statistical analysis, I can call it as. Any other questions, friends? Any other?
Hello?
Any other? Yes.
Yeah, Avinash, so guys, probably we'll start the session this Monday or Wednesday. Okay. So anyone wants to continue the training sessions, please contact me. I'll share my details. I guess I shared my details.
Yes, even I have pinged my this thing, so you can directly contact me. Some of them are from my end. You can directly contact me on this number.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. So
Yes.
I share you the guys' details. My contact number will be 9848898056. Okay. Anyone is interested to start the sessions? I mean, I will send you the course content, what we offer, and we have some sample resumes. So we'll do the all things. Okay. So if anyone interested, please message me on WhatsApp or call me directly. I have two numbers. Can you please note it down, guys?
Yeah, you have those two numbers in the chat window, right?
Yes.
Those two numbers, right?
Yes.
Yes, and
Yeah,
this is
those
my
two
direct
numbers.
number. Whoever have been invited by my group, please contact me.
Okay. No issues. So my number will be 9848898056. Okay.
Okay. So can I know your name so that I can store it in my mobile?
Yeah, Basha.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, guys, please ping me or please call me. Then we can have a session on Wednesday. Okay. Once everyone is set up, set the training timings and all. Yogesh,
Yes.
mostly time, classes will be same class, same timings, or it would be an evening.
You mean to say morning?
Okay. Yeah, Indian morning. Mostly people are asking for Indian mornings.
Oh, Indian morning.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, morning 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Early 6 o'clock. Early morning 6 o'clock.
I'll let you know, because I was thinking to have in the evening batch, because currently I'm running morning batch already, so that's the reason.
Sure.
I'll just check and let you know by today or tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah. Avinash.
Yes.
Could you please convert the video and send it to me?
Sure.
And I will share you some folks.
Sure. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Avinash.
Thanks. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
I don't know if I have to say good night to you or good morning. Which country are you based in?
I am based out of India.
Here in
India. All right. Okay. I can say good morning then.
Yes. You are from?
Thanks, Avinash. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.